Hey guys, Carlos the Insurance Guy here with Expert Insurance Team. I wanted to make a quick video about dental insurance with United Healthcare. I do offer and sell a lot of dental policies with United Healthcare, so I figured it's time to make a video. Sometimes there will be clients that request a quote for dental insurance without even speaking to me, so I am afraid that if I give them the quote, that they're not going to understand how the policy works because it might look like Chinese to them. I do this for a living. I sell policies, insurance policies for a living, and sometimes it looks like Chinese to me. So I can only imagine what it looks like to somebody else on the other side. So I'll try to make it as simple as possible. I do like offering United Healthcare dental insurance because I think it's one of the best ones for the money. Every policy is different. Every state is different. Just because it's good just because United Healthcare is good in one state just may not be good in another state. If you're watching this video, it's probably because I've sent you a quote on United Healthcare, and from my experience, it is the best one in our state, and that's the one that most people are going with. So let's dive a little deeper. So United Healthcare offers 4 different dental plans: the dental primary, primary preferred, the Premier Choice, and the Premier Elite. I think the best one for the money is the Premier Choice. So I'm just going to dive into that one and tell you how this one works. This is going to be the one that's going to give us all levels of benefits: the preventative, basic, and major service benefits. The other ones at the top here may just give us preventative and basic services. So let's talk about those different levels of services. Every dental policy has those 3 levels of service: preventative, basic, and major services. What I say, preventative care is just your routine cleanings, your evaluations, your exams, your x-rays once a year. That's usually what's covered under your preventative services. Okay, on the brochure it says oral evaluations, routine cleanings, fluoride treatments, bite wings, full mouth panoramic, space maintainers, and sealants. Okay, that's what's going to be categorized as preventative services. Level 2 services, which are called basic services, I would say that it's simple cavity work and simple extractions. Okay, so it says here fillings, non-surgical extractions. That's what I mean by simple extractions. They can't get in there needing to cut the gums and dig into the bone to tear out a tooth. That's not going to be a simple extraction. Okay, general anesthesia, local anesthesia, and this other stuff. Okay, that's basic services, level 2 services. Level 3 services is major services. Now, what I say is major services is like root canals, dentures, implants, oral surgeries, things like that, bridges, crowns, all that stuff is going to be major stuff. Okay, if you look at the brochure, root canals, gum disease treatment, crowns, surgical extractions, dentures, bridge, repairing of crowns, and oral surgeries and whatnot. Okay, so there's always 3 levels of services: preventative, basic, and major service. So let's take a look at that Premier Choice plan, and let's figure out how that policy will cover. So it says here, for preventative care, there's no copayment. Basically, your routine cleanings every 6 months, your evaluation, and your x-ray once a year. You don't have to pay anything. Just go in, get your cleanings done every 6 months. That comes with making your premium payment. Okay. Level 2 services, simple extractions, simple fillings. They'll cover 80% of that work, up to $1,200 the first year, $1,300 the second year, $1,400 the third year, and $1,500 4 years and any years after that. Okay. There's always going to be a 6-month waiting period for basic services, and that's usually industry standard, and I'll tell you why. You probably already guessed it, but I'll tell you why in a little bit. Level 3 services, major services, which include those root canals, dentures, crowns, implants, oral surgeries, things like that. They'll cover 50% of that work up to 50% of that work up to the benefit level, right? But there's always a 12-month waiting period for major services. Now let me explain to you why. You can imagine how many people call us and say, "Hey Carlos, I need a dental policy like yesterday because I need a root canal," right? Well, I can't get you a dental policy today. Tomorrow you get your root canal, and then the 3rd day you cancel insurance. The insurance companies would go broke. Okay, so that's why there's always a waiting period for major services, and that's industry standard. So no wait for preventative, 6-month wait for basic services, and 12-month wait for major services. That is industry standard. Now you might find a dental policy that will eliminate the waiting periods for certain things, but they won't give you the 50% benefit. They might give you a 10% benefit, and on top of that, it's a contract. So you can't get out of that contract for at least a year. So there's policies out there. If that's something that you want to look at, we can try to figure it out, and we can try to find it for you. But most of the time, we're offering United Healthcare dental policies in most states across the country. Okay, so that's how the United Healthcare dental policy works. So now that we know a little bit about how the policy works, let's talk about how to find a dentist in the network. Now, before you do this, it happens often where I ask a client if there is a particular dentist that they just cannot live without, whom we need to make sure accepts the policy that we're looking at, accepts the dental policy that we're looking at. And oftentimes I search through a bunch of different carriers trying to find that dentist in the network, and they don't show up. And a lot of the times it's because many dentists are not in network with any insurance policy. They will accept your insurance if it's PPO. They'll accept the reimbursement rates, and then they'll just bill you the difference. Okay, if there is a dentist that is in the network that is accepting the plan that you purchased, then they have agreed to the contracted rates, right? So they get paid the contract rates, and then you're just responsible for your deductible and the percentage of what your responsibility is, and that's it. They're not going to charge you above that. But if a doctor is not in network, they probably will accept the rates that United Healthcare is going to give them, or another insurance company is going to give them, and then they'll just bill you the difference, regardless of what the contract rate is. Okay, so just have that in mind. If you can't find your dentist in this network, it's probably likely that he may not be, or she may not be, in the network of any policy. Okay, but if we want to look at other policies, we can as well. But let's talk about finding providers. So what you want to do is go to myuhcdental.com. This screen is going to pop up. Just click anywhere out of here, and then you want to click on this link here that says find a dentist. And then where do you want to look? Figure out, select your state, and then your network. We're always going to use the National Options PPO 30. Okay, and then just hit location, and voila, type in a zip code maybe, and see if there's any providers in that network. You can search specialists or general dentists and go from there. See how long it takes to get the providers up and running. Too many results. Okay, we gotta narrow our search. What if we do 5 miles? All right, that's more like it. So you can see that there's a bunch of other providers in the network. Looks like there's 258 within a 5-mile radius, which seems excessive, but it's going to be a lot of dentists accept the United Healthcare National PPO network. So it'll probably be pretty hard to find a dentist that doesn't accept the policy, but it's always a possibility. Okay. Now, what I want to do is talk about vision. Most of the time, people want a vision policy to go along with their dental policy. So I like to offer a standalone vision policy. So let's take a look at those. Let's just select Illinois, just because that's where I live. All the vision plans are going to be the same. Vision brochure. Okay. The one I sell the most of is this Vision Plan A. So let's talk about it. An eye exam is going to cost us $10. Frames are going to cost us. Frames are going to cover $150. So if you wanted to get the Jennifer Lopez $600 frames, guess what? They're only going to pay $150, and you're going to be responsible for the rest. Okay. If you wanted, well, the lenses are going to cost you $10, depending on what kind of lenses you're getting. it looks like in network it's just going to cost you $10. Out of network you might have to pay a little bit more. Now, it's my recommendation that you always go in network with any insurance, policy that you may have, whether it's medical insurance or dental or vision or car insurance. You always want to go to in-network providers, okay? In-network mechanics, let's call them. So if you wanted contacts in lieu of lenses, you can get contacts, and that is a $0 copayment. So basically, you don't have to pay anything, okay? If you're doing a non-selection type of contact, then they're going to cover $125, and you're going to be responsible for the rest, okay? We would go with Plan B. If you're the type that likes to have glasses and contacts, then we can go with the Plan B. But most of the time we're doing Plan A because it's either one or the other, okay? So we've learned a little bit about how the dental policy works, where to search for dental providers, and how the vision policy works. If you guys have any questions about anything, you guys can give us a call. You know where to find us. Call, email, or text, or I'm going to put a link to the United Healthcare link. I'm going to put the United Healthcare link down in the description, or if this is on YouTube, it'll be somewhere in that description, okay? Again, I hope everybody's doing well, and if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.